Assalamu alaikum everyone. Today I am in Hemel Hempstead and I am standing in front of a £22 million building that me and 150 other investors will shortly be buying for £19 million in collaboration with the Ras Mallah Real Estate Fund. The property is anticipated to make double-digit returns when we take in the rental and the capital appreciation together. And the property is a really interesting, innovative take of co-living. So that means it's not just the block of flats. There's actually a whole bunch of co-living spaces that make the whole proposition much more interesting. Confused? You got to see it to understand it properly. Let's dive in. So we've been working with the Ras Mallah Fund at Curate Capital for a number of transactions now. For those of you who are active investors in Curate, let's see if you can spot some familiar faces. You got Alex, he's the guy who chases you for your money to be sent in. There's Sarah, who's very nicely assisting you with all the problems that you might have. And this is Muhammad, who's building the platform itself. So if you have any glitches or the platform goes down, this is the man to blame. He doesn't even know we're doing it. and then of course we have Suhaib. Let's go in, I think. So all of those guys are currently hanging out in the co-working space. As you can see, it's a pretty cool space. Don't worry, we'll show you it from the inside as well. Oh, and if you want a Turkish barber, then you don't need to go very far. MashaAllah. Right, so here we go. This is the lobby area. There we go. You're right. Alhamdulillah.
Yeah. Nice seeing you, man.
Yeah, you too.
I'm
You too.
confused with what you guys do here.
Alhamdulillah. So folks, we're going to have a panel discussion tonight. We've got an event with lots of investors coming in, where Ruggiero, Dominic, Adnan from the Ras Mallah and Flying Butler team will be there to answer some questions. So here we are with Ruggiero from Ras Mallah Investment Bank, and we have Dominic from Mura Living and Flying Butler, who's managing and operating this building. And we're going to ask them some quick fire questions to figure out what on earth is going on here. So Ruggiero, why did you guys decide to buy this in the first place?
Well, we decided to invest in the UK residential sector because it is considered one of the safest sector to generate income and benefit from capital appreciation. Rather than doing it like a typical investor of acquiring one asset, one property at a time and then leasing it out, we decided to buy an entire building because it provides us a diversification of income and obviously the right to the ownership, the freehold of the building.
So let's head over here first and we shall see a very, very impressive gym. So yeah, I mean, it's not cheap stuff, this. This is oh my God, look at this. Start. Oh my God. Oh, hello. I can see the pounds absolutely pouring off. Oh my God. Stop. There we go. Right.
We're very excited. This is the launch of our first ever BTR brand, which is
BTR?
Mura Living, build to rent.
Build to rent.
Yeah.
So how many people live here? What's going, how many?
So we have got 79 apartments. We have 80% are built to rent, which is normal letting. You sign a 12-month lease, but 20% of the building is short term, which is under our other brand, which is Flying Butler. So you can stay here for 3 nights, up to 6 months, whatever you're doing. But it's mainly corporate stays, short let stays. So we believe we're one of the first operators in the UK to do this mixed use of a building. So that's going to be our model as we roll it out. So this is our first one.
And now we're going to go down and check out, which is my favorite bit of the entire place, the co-working space. So this is the co-working space where, as you can see, there's a bunch of our team here. What's that?
Working hard.
I know, exactly. So they are co-working in the co-working space. Normally you'd be perched on your kitchen table trying to work whilst someone is trying to cook in the background, but now you can come down here if you're living upstairs and you'll be like, okay, I'll take my call from this location instead, which is much nicer. You can do a video call with your team. So if I want to do coffee meetings, this is the place to do them. Kabzi, take a seat. So Ruggiero, how are we going to make money from this?
Well, in two ways. First of all, we will be leasing about 80% of the building as a normal renting for normal contracts for, say, 1 year. 20% will be used as serviced apartments, so they generate an extra income.
So what is a serviced apartment?
The serviced apartments is a concept of a home away from home, which is
Right.
different from the apart hotel, which is just an hotel room with a small area to cook a meal. These are obviously they are proper apartments with everything inside, dishwasher, washing machine, and they are spacious and they are for
The
living.
proper house, yeah.
Proper houses. The only difference is that of taking it on an indefinite basis. You will lease it for 1 month, 2 months, 3 months for the period of your contract.
You've combined the serviced accommodation with the normal rental, because from a commercial perspective, that means that you can get a bit more of a margin, right, on the rent.
That's
because
correct.
service accommodation, you just get a better yield off it.
Service accommodation generates twice the rent of a so-called assured short-hold tenancy, because it's riskier. So the tenants are willing to pay a much higher rent.
Wow. But with 100% occupancy, you could actually end up with perhaps 20% more, right? Because that 20% is actually worth 40%. So you'd end up with 20% more than you would otherwise.
That's correct. So typically, this hybrid model of mixing the normal rent with service apartments should generate about 1 to 1.5% more yield than just renting the apartments on the normal market.
On the BTR side, it's really around affordability. You know, it's very difficult for people to get onto the property ladder nowadays. So just a couple of statistics for you. As a baby boomer, which I'm a baby boomer, 90% of baby boomers bought property.
Yeah.
40% of the millennials, which is our target audience for this building, buy property. So there's a massive drop. And there's a couple of reasons for that. Affordability, but also they don't want to tie all their money up into bricks and mortar. They want to live in a nice environment. We typically will charge more in a building like this because we have facilities.
Better, yeah.
Yeah, we have like a gym here. We have a come dine with me where we're sitting now. We have a WeWork area where you can have a lounge and work. We're going to have a media room. We're going to have a cafe. We're already half full. We've been selling for about 3 or 4 weeks.
Wow.
We're already half full. So we believe we should be full in the next 3 to 4 weeks.
Amazing, amazing. So here we are. So this is one of the bedrooms. Quite a nice view, looking out over the darkening sky in Hemel Hempstead. I imagine this is one of the bathrooms. Yeah, here we go. Ensuite, very nice. And then this is the living area. It's quite nice, isn't it? Very open plan. So this kitchen, this is all electric. I think that there's possibly a dishwasher here as well. Oh, here we go. There we go, there's a built-in dishwasher. So we're now going to go up to a shared kitchen / living room space, which is basically like a living room and kitchen that anyone can book out if they've got family visiting, for example. Let's see. The tenants, the people in this building, if they have visitors or they have an event, they can book this place out. So as you can see, this is the room actually in action, because tonight we have an event where we've got a whole bunch of investors coming to see the building. And so this room is being used to serve them food. Honestly, Kabzi, I didn't know what to expect when I turned up here this evening, but I have been very, very impressed. I think the finishing is at a high standard, and I could kind of like cut, you know, if that alone was a thing, then I wouldn't be as like impressed. The finishing matches up with anything that I've seen in Battersea and Knightsbridge or, you know, Shoreditch, any of those places. It matches up to that. But the other really powerful thing is that it only takes about 20-25 minutes to get into Euston from the train station, which is about 5 minutes walk away, which is fantastic for anyone who is going to go into London perhaps 2 times, 3 times a week, even every day if they have to go in. That kind of commute is not a problem for most people. But having seen it, I can actually now fully get why someone would want to live in the shared living kind of environment with all of the amenities of the, you know, the gym, the work area, the kitchen that you can book out for events. I mean, that's really, really cool. And this place, sure, it's not, these flats are not massive, but actually for most people, for small families, they will do the job perfectly well. And the cool thing is that the team tell me that since they've opened and started booking in people as of the last few weeks, literally every day they have people moving in, and people are absolutely loving it who have moved in, which is brilliant to see. And I think this as a concept, we're going to see this rolling out across the country, inshallah, and that's going to raise the level of people who are in that situation where perhaps they can't afford a full-on house in London, but then at the same time they don't want to be stuck in a HMO where they don't really have any space of their own. In this kind of setup, you have the best of both worlds, where you have a high quality private space, but you can also expand out and get the benefits of a wider house as well. Brilliant. So folks, that's it for today. This was a bit of a practical review of what one of our investments actually looks like tangibly. It's pretty cool to be sat in a Curate investment. That's pretty cool. And the very cool thing is that you can also join us on this journey. You just need to sign up to Curate Capital and you can find out more about the investment on the platform. Until next time, Assalamu alaikum.